Hotep, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. As always, giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, the Street Law Soldiers. Giving honor to my all family and comrades that are in the ancestral realm as we speak. And to all you brothers out there, all you brothers and sisters out there that are fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. What I want to share with you right quick, briefly, this is going to be briefly because I want to still touch on some things about Assata Shakur, but I also want to add some other things, you know, that I didn't include about the brother Prodigy from Mobb Deep. You know, I still want to give him his you know, propers, you know, because I believe that the brother is he's deserving of that, you know. But coming up, you know, he had a musical upbringing. His mother sung with the Sparkles, or singing woman's group like the Supremes back in the 60s. And, you know, his father was musically inclined as well. You know, so he always had that gift of being in the entertainment world. He was kind of being molded and prepared to enter that world. You know. However, at the high school level, he began to start searching to try to find self. And because that's all black consciousness is when you search to find out who you are. That's all it is. You know, and you know, he used to go to the library, and you know, as a lot of people may know that have heard various video clips from different brothers and sisters stating how he used to go into the library and study. But a lot of people don't know, you know, what he went through when he was doing time. Because we think doing time, you just sit somewhere and you don't have any problems or situations. But being in prison, day-to-day prison life is hell. It's a living hell. Everything that you fear, you know, and can imagine in terms of horrifying exists as a daily production and progress in prison. So, you know, and that's where he had the heart to find out who he was, you know. And when he came out of prison, he really, you know, he really was on point. You know, even though he knew about some things, you know, in 95 he had touched on Illuminati or whatever. But I'll share something else with you as well, you know, to go back on some things that people have a misunderstanding of. You know, when Tupac had, you know, said some, you know, disrespectful things about Prodigy in his Hit 'Em Up song, which really Tupac had nothing to do with Mobb Deep. He didn't have a beef with Mobb Deep. This was all for Snoop Dogg. When that faggot, when they made the New York video shoot, when they were stepping all on the Twin Towers and all the you know, Empire State Building and stomping all over New York, and there was a shootout. They shot one of the trailers up that Snoop and his crew were in while they were, you know, filming that video. And no one said anything on how Snoop was disrespectful to New York at the time, but Prodigy. So, by Pac thinking Snoop was a real nigga, you know, with the my beef is your beef situation, Pac went on and stood on Snoop's side and went against Mobb Deep, which in all actuality you can see that it wasn't even Pac's beef, it was Snoop's beef. And Snoop didn't even say anything in response as far as what Pac did on the Hit 'Em Up, you know, on the Hit 'Em Up song. Snoop didn't make a song going on Mobb Deep, you know, because he's a coward ass nigga. He is a coward ass nigga, man. So everybody was under the impression that Pac and Mobb Deep was beefing. It was only because Pac was standing beside Snoop, you know, and that shows you how much of a coward ass, faggot ass, sellout ass nigga Snoop is. Because, you know, Snoop and Pac, they you know, Pac stopped fucking with Snoop when he found out Snoop was also a weak punk. You know, he was also an informant, because everybody went to jail and had cases except this motherfucker. He had murder cases and walked. And yet Tupac had some old weak ass sexual assault case, had $1 million bond, and was sent to a maximum security penitentiary. At the same time, Snoop had a fucking murder charge and walked, because he's just hot, man. You know, and informancy runs in his family. His real biological father was an informant for the feds. A lot of people don't know that, you know. But I just, you know, that's just some things, you know, I want to clear up this, so, you know, people won't be under the impression that Prodigy, you know, was beefing or said something to Pac, you know, or disrespected Pac. It was never like that. And he made it clear. But, you know, once Pac went on sides with Snoop, it wasn't too much that Prodigy could say. You know, and then not only that, Havoc, you know, supposed to have been Prodigy's right-hand man, but Havoc was a hater. You know, it went against Prodigy too, because he was jealous of the fact that Prodigy was the standout brother out of the duo, you know, and Havoc was, you know, he that's what he did, created Havoc. He has the right name, Havoc, and that's what he has done, created Havoc, you know. And he was a hater. He hated his own partner, you know, and he done some foul crut ball shit to Prodigy, you know. So I just wanted to throw that out there for y'all, so you can have a better understanding on that situation. So now back to Assata Shakur. Now you know that a lot of people said that's you know, have wrong misconception that that's Tupac's aunt, which in all actuality is Tupac's godmother, and they are cousins. Matula Shakur, Saquon Shakur, Assata's daughter, Yakula. I don't know how to correctly pronounce it, but for the sake of understanding, I'll just say, if you hear me say Assata's daughter, but you know, all of those are cousins. And a lot of people don't know that Yafu, you know, Fula from the Outlaws was Tupac's actual blood brother. The one that was murdered, that said that he saw the people who shot Tupac on September 7th in Vegas, who was shot in execution style in a hallway apartment in his girlfriend's building in New Jersey a few weeks after Pac's ascension. So they were actually blood brothers. And Matula Shakur, all of those are related to Assata. Mo Preem, Tupac's half-brother, you know, they were all, you know, related. And that shows you right there the bond and the unity that they had, that we had as black people back then, you know, and how they were raised, you know, how Pac became so brilliant, and Mo Preem and Shakur, Pac's sister, you know, and Assata's daughters, you know, how they all were raised, you know, under black consciousness pretense, you know. But Matula Shakur, who is a political prisoner as well, serving an 80-year sentence for alleged armored car robbery or something of that nature. I'm not quite sure what the the information on his case personally, all the details involved around that. But you know, he's also a political prisoner, as well as Sekou Odinga, Matula Shakur, Mumi Abu Jamal, Eddie Conway, who was recently released after serving nearly 45 years in Maryland prison. You know, who was Eddie Conway was one of the deputy Panthers here in the Maryland chapter, in which I had the honor, you know, of when I was incarcerated in Maryland, I had the honor of being educated to some degree by brother Eddie Conway, and I'm always grateful for that. You know, and we need to, you know, like I said, research is very important, and there's so many political prisoners. Rochelle McGee. It's an array of prisoners, and you can go online. Actually, I think you can Google may be able to assist you, you know, to give you access to a list of all the political prisoners, black political prisoners, as well as Leonard Peltier, who will be labeled as a white man, but he's a Native American who was charged with killing an FBI officer on the reservation, you know, which was later called the Battle at Wounded Knee. However, you know, Assata Shakur is very, very powerful, and what these crackers always are famous for doing is destroying the entire bloodline of a family. And you all should be able to understand that. And for those who've been around, you saw that with the Kennedys. You know, all the Kennedys were wiped out, primarily the males. And if they do, and JFK was executed for speaking out against the Illuminati, secret societies, and what have you, you know. And Prodigy was, you know, executed. To me, my opinion, he was murdered, and he spoke out. Tupac said he was going to kill the Illuminati and named his last album Killuminati. He was executed. Pimp C came home from prison and said he had studied about the Illuminati into the music industry. He was murdered. Left Eye, the same thing. When she cleansed herself out and found out that it was a secret society in Atlanta in the music industry, she was gone. You know, and the list goes on and on and on. And so without that's why I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, to do your research, do your education, while this information is still available. You know, because one day this information may not be available. You know, and you know, you'll be short. You know, and you have to go back to the prehistoric way of finding out information, which you either have to rely on someone else or read 100, 200 books, as brothers like myself and thousands of other brothers and sisters had to do to reach to gain a level of consciousness. And it's, you know, it's not, this is, you know, researching is not easy. That's why a lot of people don't like to do it, because they don't like to research, because it takes work. Using the mind. You know, we got to stop searching for the easy way out of every situation. The most uncomfortable situation. Some of the things that are painful and strenuous are the things that help us grow and will raise our level of consciousness, whether it's physical or whatever. You know, and you know, and Assata Shakur, you know, we need not, you know, to allow them to bring her on, you know, American soil, because once that happens, it's all over with. You know, so you know, we have to also, you know, teach these youths. The youth is dying. You know, the youth is literally dying out here for not knowing who they are. You know, in Washington, D.C., yesterday, I saw a young man. He had to be about 19 years old, you know, literally naked, no socks or anything on, walking up and down the street in you know, in front of the train station, in front of all the stores, and just walking back and forth, you know, talking to the sky and all this. I mean, this was like, you know, 10:30 in the morning. You know, literally during rush hour, while people, you know, are going to work and what have you. You know, the hustle and bustle. You know, this young G was, you know, was naked. I mean, just butt naked, walking up and down, yelling and whatnot. You know, and he was totally ignored. Totally ignored. No one offered to give him a jacket or a shirt or something to wrap around his genitals or whatever. You know, and it's just, you know, it's just sad that, you know, we're allowing our babies to get fucked around like this, because, like I said, you know, we're so worried about trying to look good, trying to feel good, trying to smell good for nothing. You know, chasing these illusions, you know. And if everybody, let's just say if everybody was a millionaire, you know, what would there be for you to gain or to achieve? Because you can literally buy anything. But the one thing you cannot buy is knowledge yourself. You can't, you know, to find out who you are, you have to do that work personally. It's no DVD, it's no books, no amount of books or anything that can enter, you know, can enter you, your soul and your energy. That's something that you have to make a connection with. Now the information you can use those as tools as to help you, you know what journey or know what road to take into finding who you are. But that's entirely up to you. You know, and it's not gonna happen. You know, no hocus pocus. And for those who think that it's not necessary, you're going to find out how important it is to know who you are. And I'll give you an example of how important it is. In York Rite and Scottish Rite Masonic law, the white men are told and instructed as part of their Masonic law that if they ever run into a black man that has full knowledge of himself and he is functioning on his highest God frequency, they are to call him their father. Because listen, the white man knows that you are his father. You just don't know that. And what you have done is reverse the roles, because you have not broken the chains of mental and post-traumatic slave disorder. And once you do that, once you achieve or acquire that, then you're able to see who you are. Because that let me tell you, white supremacy knows who you are. That's why it's a system in place to keep you in the subordinate level of thinking that you are currently in right now. They know who you are. Their greatest fear is waking up one day when you have full knowledge of yourself and you have connected with people at home, in the continent, and abroad, which is called Pan-Africanism. That is the greatest fear that this white man has on this planet today. That is his greatest fear. That he will have to give up everything to the real owner and ruler of the planet, which is you. Which is you, black man. But you're more concerned in ruling somebody that looks like you. One of your family members, your spouse, niggas on the street. You're more concerned in ruling them, you know, instead of ruling the planet. Because you are the owner of the planet. And the black woman was here before everybody, because you haven't showed me some man that doesn't have a navel. If you don't have a navel, that means you wouldn't, you came without being without the coming through the womb of a woman. Well, if you have a navel, that means you are your biblical cord, and biblical cord was cut from a black queen. I don't want to hear that bullshit about no spookism, about no mysterious pop-up motherfucker that just came out of nowhere. Don't tell me that bullshit. Let's deal with the facts. Let's deal with facts. Don't come to me with that shit. You know, who came before the chicken or the egg and all that bullshit, man. It makes no difference. What does make a difference is you all have to get out here and demonstrate and act like who you really are, and function on a high frequency, on your goddess frequency. You are the original people. There is no recorded date of your coming onto the planet. It could go back into billions of years. And the black woman gave everybody permission to exist. It would not be no other colors if it wasn't for the black woman, because the black makes all other colors come from black, but all colors combined cannot make black. Meaning black is the dominant premier color. The fucking paramount color. And as long as we don't know this shit, these crackers gonna continue to kill us, because we don't have no knowledge of ourselves. We are walking around like goddamn zombies and dummies. And this prehistoric ice ape has rulership over the planet. This pink ice ape, this white cave bitch, and this motherfucking hairy ass ice ape. This barbaric savage has rulership over the planet, and this motherfucker can't even get along with the sun, which is the premier element of the universe. The sun gives light and life to everything. And anything that cannot get along with the sun has no business in existence. And the cracker is the only species on the planet, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth, 57,255,000 square miles of land, 139,855 square miles of water. This motherfucking ice ate cannot get along on the planet because the sun gives life and life to everything. And this motherfucker has to wear sunblock to block the life-giving element of the planet. He has to block that out in order to survive. Because he has no business in existence. And then you motherfuckers, you motherfucking niggas want to be like him and you bow down to this motherfucker. He is a walking germ. All the diseases all over the planet come from this motherfucker. He's been here 6,000 years. He is a savage. He is barbaric. He knows no other way of dealing and solution solving but with violence. That's why he's able to do what he does. Able to make horror movies. Loves gory shit. Loves blood. Loves drinking blood. Loves cutting heads off. Loves cutting limbs off. Loves gutting people. They still doing that savage shit. They're going around taking people's organs out of them. Don't you know the gory process to that is? To cut human beings open and take your hand and snatch their goddamn kidneys and liver and their lungs and their heart out their body? How savage that shit is? How prehistoric and barbaric that shit is? And you know, we gotta wake up. And that's why I have no fucking respect, you know, and no respect whatsoever for you buck dancing ass, jigaboo motherfucking niggas, man. None. You know, I wish the worst for you motherfuckers. Because you are a hindrance to black elevation. And as long as you motherfuckers are out here, because that shows the level of white supremacy. Because white supremacy is shown, you motherfuckers reflected. You buck dancing, butt licking, bojangling motherfucking niggas reflect white supremacy. I'm not like the rest of the niggas. I'll do whatever you say, master. Them niggas ain't shit. My mother and them ain't shit. I don't give nobody no money, master. Shit, I work for them millions of dollars. You gave me that, master. I don't owe nobody but you. That's the type of shit and lingo and dialect that is spread and shared behind the scenes with this motherfucking cracker. And the white man, by him being a faggot, he tells the young boys, you know, if you trade in your soul and your ass and your dick, you know, and get on the director's couch, just get naked. Just you know, and you motherfuckers do it for $1 million. You let him bust your ass wide open and being a motherfucking faggot for the white man. And that's why a lot of y'all wear all these tattoos. Cover yourselves up and put all these signs and gang signs and all this bullshit over. You can't cope that. Because most people can see through that. Most people can see through it. Because the more you do that, that shows that you're hiding something. Because a real motherfucker don't have to do all that because he knows he's real. So it doesn't take anything but him to just stand in his own fucking element. You know, but when you've been tampered with, and when you done some fucked up shit in terms of your manhood and your sexuality, you know, to get ahead, you know, you do a whole lot of shit. You try to dress and cover up all of that shit, you know, and it's never gonna work. You know, so I hope that I was able to you know, give you more of a synopsis on Sister Assata Shakur, and I'll be coming tomorrow with some more information, you know, but I just wanted to you know, share that, you know, because we owe this to the people that have put in work, you know, Brother Prodigy, people that have made an effort to try to make changes, you know, in the black community, and help you know, our brothers and sisters, you know, elevate their thinking, and they deserve credit for that, you know. So until we meet again, Hotel Black Cloud.